Hello friends, I think this is the first time I'm talking for the video, and I just finished doing some journaling, some autumnal kind of journaling, not my usual morning pages or anything like that, because I wanted to actually use some of the prompts that I share with you guys for getting into the seasonal spirit and see what answers I come up with. You might think that I don't actually use the prompts because I've been there, done that, but I do use them, and I think they were especially helpful today for preparing and getting excited for the autumn season. I have my journal right here, which you saw me writing in just now. I'm going to flip over to those prompts, or to that prompt. I only did one prompt. And the prompt was basically just to list all of the things that I love and appreciate about autumn. I only did one page. I could have definitely gone further, but just for the sake of the video and not being like super rambly, because there are other things that I want to get to in this video, I just did one page. So I'll just read them out loud to you. And these were truly just the top of mind things that came to my head. I'm sure I can like get really deep and think about some really special things about autumn if I sat here and, I don't know, took an extra 5 minutes. So I do encourage you to do that if you are going to use this prompt and answer it. Okay, so things that I love about autumn are the leaves, of course, chilly mornings, hot coffee, pumpkins everywhere, sweaters, the academic vibe. I don't know. I just get like this dark academia vibe every time September hits. Maybe it's because of the whole back to school thing. Halloween, of course. We all know I love Halloween. Road tripping, birthdays. It's my birthday. It's Ian's birthday in fall. Warm spices, soup. I've had so much soup already. Art museums, fresh, cool air, hiking, and seeing the foliage, like the changing foliage as I go out and start hiking and things start to change, and also noticing the change in temperature, and inspiration, just being inspired. I've talked about it before, but I do feel a renewed sense of inspiration every time autumn arrives. So this list might seem like, I don't know, super simple, super basic, but just thinking about autumn and getting myself into that mindset and writing the things down, and I don't know, writing a little love letter to autumn in this list form definitely has put me in the autumnal spirit, and I'm excited. I'm excited to do this video. Again, I do encourage you to give this one a try. It truly took me a couple of minutes just to do one small page. The weather is so lovely right now. It's like 60 degrees and it just feels perfect to sit outside with some hot coffee. And I wanted to kind of chit chat a little bit. I know I've been talking for a little bit for the video already, but I wanted to chit chat a little bit about personal curriculums. I don't know if you've heard this before. I did do a Substack piece on it a couple of weeks ago if you want to, I don't know, check that out. But basically, personal curriculums are kind of our way, our personal efforts into getting back into some form of, I don't know, academic structure, but also it's, I think, a deep-rooted desire to incorporate some more intellectualism into our daily lives. I think once we get out of the school system, we don't really have a structure that encourages that, and I guess now in 2025 we are really craving that, and I can say that I resonate with that as well. I think it's a really cool concept, and I bring it up in today's video about fall because I kind of want to apply a personal curriculum that is seasonal slow living themed for this autumn. This is something that's totally not new to me and not new to the channel, because if you've been on the channel before, you know I talk through some of the things that I'll mention for this personal curriculum. all the time. And so I'm just kind of using the buzzword to structure it in a personal curriculum way. But once I start talking about what the curriculum will be for me this season, you'll start to realize, like, hey, you've been doing this the entire time. And hey, a lot of things end up being repackaged in new buzzy words, and that's okay. We're just going to roll with it. We're going to enjoy it, and we're going to embrace it if we feel like we want to embrace it. Okay, so for personal curriculums, or just curriculums in general, if you can think back to when you were in college, high school, whatever it may be, you have a class or you have a series of classes in different categories and topics. You have a syllabus for each of those, which has a layout of reading materials, projects, and assignments, and an end of year exam. So if we think about that structure, how I'm going to be structuring my slow living fall personal curriculum is the syllabus itself is going to be my slow living autumn bucket list. I talk about seasonal bucket lists all the time, but it's essentially a bucket list of things that you want to do in a particular season, and the things that are on the bucket list are very reminiscent, very celebratory, very festive, and of course, associated with the season that we're in. So if I can give you a couple of examples, and I'll actually go into my bucket list and get things cleaned up with you in this video. But for example, pumpkin picking. That can be on your seasonal autumn slow living bucket list. So hopefully that makes sense. So that is going to be my syllabus. Second thing, required texts, your reading materials. For me, my reading materials are very on point with autumn. With fall, I like to read. I'm a big mood reader. So all of the reading that I'll be doing this season are going to be either in the dark academia realm, or they're going to be set in autumn, like the setting is going to be set in autumn, or it's going to be spooky, it's going to be scary, it's going to be all Halloween vibes. And that's, again, nothing surprising for me in particular, but in the context of us talking about a personal curriculum, we have to talk about our reading materials, and that's going to be it. I'll also actually give you a reading update in this video because I already got started. I have a head start on my reading materials for this curriculum. I had to get up there for a second and prevent Riley from like scratching the mesh that's on that window or door. Anyway, the final thing in the curriculum, we have the syllabus, we have our reading materials, and the last thing is going to be our assignments, or my assignments, and that is going to take place in the form of journaling. So every single month, at the end of the month, for the entirety of the autumn season, I will do journaling. I will do reflecting on how I've been doing this season, this curriculum, this semester, if you will. And I think those journaling sessions are going to have prompts that really touch upon those things so that I can hold myself accountable for having a really successful, slow autumn. And so hopefully this little structure makes sense in terms of personal curriculums or curriculums in general. Okay, and with that being said, now that we have spent our first session together kind of going through what to expect with this curriculum and with this semester, I would say that class is in session, and if you want to get started with a personal curriculum this season, I highly suggest you do. And if you want to start simple, compared to some things that I have been seeing floating around on the internet, people are getting really, really robust with their curriculums. I do encourage you to join me on my curriculum if you're interested. Okay, friends, I have my laptop pulled up or turned on. I have already a very seasonal background going on here. I'm obsessed with it. And I'm gonna pull up my seasonal bucket list here. So this is done through Notion, at least that's where I have my bucket list, and I have like repeat things in here because I tend to love to do the things that I always do every autumn. But I will go in and kind of clean this up, move things from like the done section to the to do section, because obviously I haven't done quite much just yet. And then maybe I will remove some things, add some things, we'll see. I don't know. By the way, if you do want this particular bucket list with all of the ideas in it, I will link it down below, because that's the great thing of having it on Notion. I can share it with you. Okay, so let's get started. First, let me highlight all of this. and move it to do, and also move all of this to do. Again, haven't started anything yet. And there's actually quite a lot of things here. There's 31 things total. So let's see if we're gonna, I don't know, change that number there. But we have bake autumnal treats. I am gonna keep that. I feel like that's something very simple to do, and I can probably prioritize doing that on a weekly basis. So let's keep that. Attend a sports game. If you guys didn't know, I'm actually 20 minutes away from a football stadium, so maybe I'll keep that there. Maybe we'll get a chance to go. Another thing is visit a holiday market. I don't know if I'll be doing that this season. Definitely for like winter time, but I don't know about autumn. I'll keep it there just in case. Okay, host a game party, board games, video games, virtual. I would love to do this. Honestly, I feel like I'm not going to remove anything because if I don't end up doing any of these, I still want to be able to keep them in there so that you can share them or use them. So I'll keep it in there. Okay, Inktober. I have learned something about myself with Inktober. I am not good at keeping up with Inktober. I think it's a little bit too structured for me personally, but I'll keep it. Play a spooky or cozy video game. I can proudly say I've already begun doing that. So, excited about that. The most recent one that I played, I can't remember the name of it. I think it's This Bed We Made or something like that. Really good game. Visit a corn maze. That has to be done, especially in October. Horror/Halloween movie marathon. Definitely doing that. Start a scrapbook/journal. Let's say that I've already started that. I mean, we started the video off journaling, right? Okay, try a new recipe, soup recipe/order. I'm actually going to move that to done. For some reason, as soon as September started, I've just been on a soup kick, and I've been having soup anywhere and everywhere, and it has been amazing. Read under blankets. Donate/volunteer at local homeless organizations. I love doing this, especially at the end of the year. So that's staying on there. Enjoy your morning beverage outside. We literally did that together just now. So let's move that to done. Take a trip to Getaway House. I have done this so many times that I'll probably not do that again this year, but I'll keep it there for anyone else who would love to take those trips. I am obsessed with them. Highly, highly recommend. A bonfire, absolutely, 100% need to do this. Take a scenic drive, walk around the neighborhood to spot autumn decor. Fun fact, I've been seeing it since like September 1st. I've been seeing autumn decor, so that makes me very happy about my neighborhood. Take a road trip. I did actually mention some of these things in my little journaling prompt this morning, so that's cool to see it here as well. Pumpkin carving night, this is a must. This is something I always do every October, as well as pumpkin picking. Hiking, absolutely. Shop at a local farmer's market. We can consider that, let's say that I'm doing it, because I haven't really seen much fall stuff at my market just yet, but soon, very soon. Light seasonal candles, create a seasonal beverage. I've been having like pumpkin spiced coffee, so we'll say that's done. This is actually quite a lot of stuff. Let's see. Nature walk. Very similar to hike, but it doesn't have to be as intensive as a hike, so that's why there's 2 points here. Reading outside. Definitely want to do that. Very simple thing. Picnic. Want to do that as well. Host an outdoor autumn/Halloween party. We tend to host a Halloween party every single year, so we'll see if we do that this year. Visit an orchard and pick apples. That would be fun. Visit a vineyard for wine tasting, and then volunteer at a pet shelter or a sanctuary. So I think this is a really solid, great bucket list, actually. I don't know what else I would add. You guys let me know in the comment section. What should I add here? If I see some really fantastic ideas, I'll definitely add them. And again, I have shared this with you, so you can take it, copy it, do whatever you want to do with it. But I think this is pretty solid. For 31 items to get through in 2 months, I think, ambitious, but we can try to get this done. Friends, I have not completed a book in its entirety for the entire 2025. Now that is a stark difference than last year, where I think I read 16 books or 13 books throughout the entire year, and that was actually a personal record in my adult life. But here I am just 1 year later, and I have not completed a single book. Will I be able to complete a single book this year? My hopes is that I can, starting in fall, just like I talked about with the personal curriculum. I have particular books that I want to read this season, and they are all very fall-esque, very fall moody vibes, and I'm starting possibly with one of the most dark academic, moody, vibey September reads you can possibly think of. If this book didn't come to your head when I just made that quick little explanation, I don't know what to say. But we are reading Donna Tartt's The Secret History. I have never read this book before. I know, shocking. I did most recently finish Donna Tartt's The Goldfinch. That took me over 2 years to finish. That book was extremely long, and to be honest with you, kind of dragged in some parts. However, I have heard nothing but good things about The Secret History, and comparing the two, so many of my friends have said that this one has been the better of the two. And they have also said that September is the perfect time to get started with it. So at the very top of September, I got this on Kindle. As you can see, this is Ian's Kindle. I did sell my Kindle. We'll talk more about that at another time, but I am reading it on Ian's Kindle, and so far, immediately, I love it more than the Goldfinch. I don't know, there was something about the Goldfinch where I started it and I was like, yeah, this is pretty good, pretty solid. That's crazy for me to say for something associated with Donna Tartt, but you get what I mean. But with this one, as soon as I started it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good. So I'm really, really excited that I've started a new book that is getting me excited about reading, a very autumnal book, and I'm really just excited to read again, to get back into reading again. I will say I have been reading throughout the year, I just haven't finished any of the things that I started. So I don't know what's up with that. Probably because I'm so insanely busy. But anyway, that is my little reading update for you, and this is the first book in my little autumn curriculum. Who knows if there'll be any other books aside from this one for the entirety of autumn. Maybe I'll take a pause to read something spooky in October, a quick spooky read. I don't know. I'll keep you updated. But for now, wish me luck with The Secret History. I've told people that I'm starting it for the very first time, and I got a lot of comments from people saying that they envy me for being able to experience this for the very first time right now. So, high hopes. I'm excited. Also, please feel free to let me know what you are reading, if you are reading anything right now, and if you have any spooky in particular, book recommendations for me to pick up in October just for the Halloween season. One other way I kind of prepare for fall season is get my tech decorated as well. You all know, obviously, I decorate my home for Halloween, but one little thing that people probably don't think of is their tech, like their phone screensavers, wallpapers, even their watch if you have a smartwatch. So I'll actually show you what I have customized right now. So on my phone, I have this as my home screen, or like my lock screen. This is from a trip that I took last October for like Ian and I's anniversary. It was like a tiny little cabin in upstate New York. Oh my gosh, Logan is not supposed to be up there. Okay, I'm back. I got him down. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so yeah, it's a tiny little cabin. You can see it's super cute. And because we went around like our anniversary, which is like end of September into October, they decorated the tiny cabin with like pumpkins everywhere. It was so cute and so much fun. And I just think it looks stunning as my lock screen. And then when I unlock my phone, I don't know if you can see it in the background here, but the background itself is just like a ton of pumpkins. This picture I took when I went to like a pumpkin patch 1 year or 2 years ago, because I do my yearly annual pumpkin picking, as I've mentioned before. And I just think it's also so perfect. And the cool thing about the Google Pixel devices is that you can customize colors and stuff based off of the wallpaper on the phone. So all of my folders and like accent colors, like my calendar, are like this really lovely brown and orange color. So very, very festive on my phone. And then let me take my watch off my ankle. I have it on my ankle because I go on my walking pad to get my steps. Anyway, this is what my watch face looks like. Super, super festive and cute. I actually custom made this watch face using an app called Puji, I think. I'll put it on the screen because I don't know how to actually pronounce that, but I customized it in that app, and I think I did pay for that app like $5.99, but I can make all the custom watch faces that I wish, and so I made this one for fall. It has like a cute little ghost on the top and a little boo, like a little boo icon right there, and then of course the colors are orange and black. It's just one cute little extra addition, one little joy that makes me all the more excited for autumn. So if you hadn't thought about implementing tech decoration into your preparations for fall, for autumn, there's your reminder. And I believe I'm going to end things off right there. Hopefully this video, I know it was very, very chatty, but hopefully it got you excited and mentally prepared for the fall season. I hope you're excited. I hope you are looking forward to the little things, to the little moments and the little joys that can help you truly embrace the season for what it is. And I don't know, just make the most out of every single day, because even if you aren't necessarily a big fall person, a big fall lover, I hope you are trying to make little changes, little efforts to at least enjoy the time that you're in. And coming from someone who is a summer hater, who now actually really, really enjoys summer thanks to doing things like this, I have high hopes for those who are not necessarily fall lovers. But I have a feeling a lot of people who watch my channel are also fall lovers. And so with that, I hope this was very, very exciting and fun for you. It was definitely fun for me to film. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I wish you all the best, most festive, most fun autumns. I can't wait to hear about it in the comments, and I will talk to you in the next video.